You are now tuned in to 710 Radio. We are the newest and hottest independent radio station in Colorado and on the internet. The fans named the station. With over 1 million visitors and over 10 million hits. Oh yeah, our website is going bananas. We are the newest and the hottest. This is 710 Radio. 24/7 radio. Stay tuned and tell a friend. The Dabber's Choice. With hot shows 7 days a week.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole
Shit! Piss!
Fuck.
Cunt!
Cocksucker.
Motherfucker.
And don't forget about tits.
We remember these words as,
The 7 dirty words.
but we call them.
Conversation.
And if you're offended by these words, you fucking should be.
What's up, everybody? This is 710 Radio, and I'm Rick Wainwright.
And I'm Patrick Partridge.
And this is Let's Talk About It.
You know what I mean?
We're on. What's up, everybody? How we all doing? We hope you had a great week.
Hey now, how are y'all?
Man.
Glad to have you here.
Yes, most definitely. And how was your week, Patrick?
Well, to say the least, it was blessed. To say the most, it was accomplished.
Hey, right on.
We actually, this last week, we closed the sponsors. We're going to final print with a poster on the Wasted Talent 2 Trog Art Exhibition. Now all we have opening is we got spots for digital sponsorship that will be on our digital posters when we share them all over our internet, our social websites, our social networking websites, as well as have a website presence on our Cannabis Revival Colorado website. But yeah, it's been a pretty good week for me. How about yourself?
Well, I mean, I've had my ups and downs this week, you know, with the personal family problems. And but other than that, I mean, my work week went pretty good. For all of those out there that may have downloaded the Blunt TV app, get rid of it. Get rid of it, guys. The new one will be published here very quickly, very shortly. And this time it will be on for Apple as well. So,
hey, right on. That was my next question. But, yeah, by the way, I did dump that as soon as, well, you and I had this discussion about the way that, the direction that was going, and I didn't really want that one on my phone because I believe we, within in-house at LMW, can probably create a much better one.
yes, and we did, and we actually went ahead and got the where we can now build apps for people as well and host
right.
it and do all that good stuff for you. And but we are going to be publishing the new one here very soon, and we got some very exciting news coming up. I wish I could talk about it, but I can't because I got to have a meeting this in the next couple of days, and then but next week I'll definitely have some more exciting news. So yeah, this has been a good week. You know, I still need prayers for our brother Ray. He wasn't looking too good today when I went to go see him today, and looked like he was having a little rough time. And of course, he had that port put in, in his stomach where he can drain the liquid out of him. I think he's got to do it like every other day or something like that. And he drains like 3 liters of water out of him a day or every time he does it.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Well, we lift him up in our prayers, that's for sure. I want to give a big shout out real quick, man, to the guys over at Emotech, Giddy Up, and all those guys. They really stepped up and supported our show. Colorado companies representing. I appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to a little friend of mine. Her name is Molly Sports. She owns a company called Dab Straws. And
Oh yeah, we sell Dab Straws.
I'm going to tell you, if you don't have one, you should get one. Go to dabstraw.com.
Or you can come to LMW Agency and buy them.
Yeah, there you go. You can get them through the LMW Agency store. But I'm going to tell you, they're handy, they're portable, and they're inexpensive enough to where if you do drop them, break them, or have to get rid of them, going on a trip, you do a little quick dab, and then you got to leave. You can throw it in a trash can, and you don't miss it. It's a nice little thing. I'm not suggesting that you come on trips and partake or anything. But, you know, if you're a tourist and you're looking for an easy thing that you can use to dab with that's inexpensive, give Dab Straws a look, okay? Because they're really cheap. Not cheap, inexpensive as far as dab rigs go. You can get the job done, do your dab, and it's disposable enough to where if you do have to get rid of it on your flight, on your way home, you can do that as well.
That is true.
But I just want to give those guys a quick shout out, man, because the Colorado companies definitely did step up for sponsorship of the show. And I want to give each and every one of them a thanks. SSP, you know, you guys stepped up really, really great for us. You know, I can't thank you all enough because without these sponsors, we can't have a show. Without these sponsors, without these partners that partner up with us, you guys experienced this with the Can Olympics. Without these sponsors, we can't put on these shows, folks. So really go and support our sponsors.
Right.
The Can Olympic sponsors and the Wasted Talent 2 by Trog art exhibition sponsors. Because without these guys, we can't do the shows that you guys come to know us by and appreciate.
That's
so
true.
What's the topic again this week, Rick? I know it's the Flint City, and, you know, I'm not as angry anymore. Fortunately, I've come to realize that we're all fucked.
Well,
the reality of it is Flint's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, the iceberg the Titanic hit, the one they saw above the ocean or above the water wasn't nearly as big as what was underneath the water. So I honestly believe that we're on the precipice, on the very beginning of beginning to see further hazards and more water poisonings and things of larger populations. And the biggest reason I'm finding through my research is its basic, simple principle of we're spending too much money in different places and we're not fixing our infrastructure. We've got highways crumbling. We've got, man, the things I've read about what's going on in the Navajo reservation in their water situation pales comparison to what's going on in Flint. And I'm in no way trying to, you know, disparage one against the other.
Right.
The fact is, our infrastructure in this country as a whole is crumbling. And the powers that be is more interested in funding Israel, chemtrails, war, the military-industrial complex than they are about fixing these problems or dealing with the human problems.
Right.
So the reality is we're all fucked.
Oh, we are.
We've had 2 or 3 shows already on ELEs, the extinction level events that no one is paying attention to. And since that time, I've discovered probably 3 or more that are going on right underneath our noses, and no one is lifting a finger of interest or otherwise. No one is ringing the bell No one is screaming about it. So, what I realized, man, is even after Rome fell, they was fucking Roman survivors. They didn't call themselves Romans after that. They didn't resemble Rome. That's what I'm kind of preparing myself for now is what we're going to look like and to try to survive it. Because we're going to hell in a handbasket, folks, and there ain't no fucking slowing this shit down. So, live every day to your fucking fullest, hug and kiss your family, and hold on to your guns just as hard as you do your holy book. Because, they're coming for them both.
Wow.
Life as we knew it in America is going to fucking change very drastically. And either you're going to be ready for it or you're not.
Wow.
So, I'm sick. I'm done waking, so-called waking people up. I'm done trying to fucking warn people. If you don't see the signs by fucking now, you're goddamn blind, and I can't help you lead you to the FEMA camp because I ain't going that direction.
Well, what do they say that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink,
Dude, I'm not
and
even
actually, you
trying
don't want them to drink that water if it's
anymore.
in Flint.
But you know what I'm saying, dude? I'm not even going to try to lead him to the pond anymore, bro. There's no point in it because ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody giving a fuck. So, all we can do is keep on keeping on and doing what we do, bringing it to people's attention. If they want to do something about it, they can. If not, hey, man, all we got to do is worry about us now because ain't nobody else worried about it. I want to thank everybody, the 3 listeners that we had. We keep getting put in jail on Facebook. So I promise you we're looking for other outlets to promote and have the show on.
Yes, we are because, it's kind of been, they have put a serious damper on us. And it's quite frustrating, although we are, I see a lot of Twitter activity now on our shows.
And I would like to tell everyone out there, if you're coming to this show looking for weed topics, there ain't no corruption in weed unless you point out the corruption in government. Because the government is the corrupt one that's made it illegal. And that's what we do on this show. There's so much more to fucking life than weed topics, okay? There's more going on that affects us every day. And when you sit down at a coffee table or your kitchen table to do bong rips with your friends, you're not talking about your fucking weed problem. So get off that. You're coming to this show wanting to hear weed topics because you ain't going to hear it on this show. I would rather not do this show anymore if that's what we got to do. And I'm just making that clear to everyone that thinks we should. This ain't that type of show. We expose corruption in religion and politics and other places. And if you don't want to listen to that, then you're not our target market. There's plenty of other people that want to hear about these things because they're not getting it on their mainstream news.
Right.
They're not hearing about these topics. And we're willing to fucking broach the topic with you and get our name put on fucking watch list and DHS fucking problem list to bring you these shows. But yet you'd rather us talk about fucking weed or whatnot. That ain't going to happen on this show, folks. I'm sorry. If that's what you came to join us with, you're not going to hear it. Now, the name of the topic is Let's Talk About It. And Rick and I both talk throughout this show. It's a discussion show. Okay? We choose the topics and then we discuss about it while we smoke. That's talking about it. Talking while we talk about things. That's the whole format of the show. Sorry if you got a problem with that. Sorry, hey. But, hey, Rick, I love you, brother. If we don't get no more followers, if we don't get no more listeners, it's been fun and it's been real, homie. But that's just my view of the whole thing. We've exposed extinction level events to these folks, and they're more interested in fucking talking about cannabis. Man, come on. And you know what? We did include cannabis because hemp and cannabis is the only thing fucking growing that's going to save this planet from those ELEs.
Right.
So come on, folks. Give us a break here. Life does not revolve around cannabis. Yes, it's a major part of our life, but those that are taking Oxycontin, they ain't fucking walking around saying, let's talk about Oxycontin. They're taking their fucking medicine, and that's what it is to us, folks. We don't have to sit around and talk about it. Now, let's get on with the show, Rick. What's the topic tonight?
Okay, well, I named the show, Is Flint Fucked Forever? You know, because honestly, like you had said earlier, we're not trying to say that Flint's water problem is any worse than these other places that, you know, are dealing with it and have been dealing with it for a very long time. You had mentioned the Navajos.
Fuck, the Navajos been going through it for 10 years, homie.
Right, they've been going through a long time. You know, now, it's kind of...
It goes back to what Michael Moore said. They're picking on populations that have the least amount of political clout. And you know what political clout is? Corporate clout. Business clout. We're going to touch on a topic about GM, how they've been just giving a free pass on all the shit they've done because they're a major supposed tax contributor, when in reality they don't pay hardly no goddamn tax. They're kind of like that fucking NFL scam they got going on. You know?
Yes.
They call them job creators. Your ass. You fucking use human labor and poison your environment, and then you expect the government to back you up on this shit. Go ahead, man. Read that one topic about how fucking GM has fucked Flint so fucking bad, and everywhere they go, they fucked them. Look at Detroit. Look at Flint. We can go to every fucking state that General Motors has touched, and it's fucking toxic. Look go through Ohio, the tire fucking industry. Go through there and look at the toxic waste stuff that's been created. And who's responsible for that? No one is being held fucking responsible. They have poisoned our fucking country, and we've given political clout to corporate fucking bureaucratic bullshit. And we're supposed to stand by and say, it's fucking okay. Well, you know what? That's what's giving me my attitude about we're all fucked, because nobody wants to do a fucking thing about it. Everybody wants to sit around and talk about fucking weed, I guess. Dude, go ahead. I'm going to fucking shut up and mute this and let you go ahead and get on with it.
Are you talking about the one lasting implications of the General Motors bailout? Is that... Yeah.
Okay. Because that's what that right there, that General Motors bailout is the one that freed them from their obligation to the EPA, of which held them initially responsible for the poisoning of the fucking Flint River.
Right,
there's so much more ramifications for that, allowing them to file the bankruptcies that they did, because then they were free from all of their financial obligations throughout. Oh, yeah, to the tune of fucking $30 billion they were given. Yeah. And then let go of their fucking financial responsibility to the fucking people that made them. Yeah, go ahead, dude. But yeah, we're gonna fucking hit them where they live right now. Let's expose fucking General Motors for the piece of shits they are.
Right now, all right. So this is coming from the Cato Institute, and you know they're pretty reputable. They've been around a long time. So this is coming out of Cato.org.
Well, the Cato Institute is a reputable think tank. They've got economists. They've got fucking social scientists that they get together and they focus on problems and issues. And here's their report. It's a pretty interesting read, to say the least.
Yeah. So this is by Daniel Eikenson, and like I said, the title is Lasting Implications of the General Motors Bailout, and this was done by the Subcommittee on Regulatory Affairs, the Stimulus Oversight and Government Spending Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, United States House of Representatives. All right, so the introduction. It is galling to hear administration officials characterize the auto bailouts as successful. Yeah, I would not call them successful. The word should be off limits when describing this unfortunate chapter in U.S. economic history. At most, bailout proponents and apologists might respectfully argue, and still be wrong, however, that the bailouts were necessary evils undertaken to avert greater calamity. But calling the bailout successful is to whitewash the diversion of funds from the Troubled Assets Relief Program by two administrations for purposes unauthorized by Congress. The looting and redistribution of claims against GM's and Chrysler's assets from shareholders and debt holders to pensioners. The use of questionable tactics to bully stakeholders into accepting terms to facilitate politically desirable outcomes. The unprecedented encroachment by the executive branch into the finest details of the bankruptcy process to orchestrate what bankruptcy law experts describe as sham sales of old Chrysler to new Chrysler and old GM to new GM. The cost of denying Ford and the other more deserving automakers the spoils of competition. The cost of insulating irresponsible actors such as the United Auto Workers from the outcomes of an apolitical bankruptcy proceeding. The diminution of U.S. moral authority to counsel foreign governments against similar market interventions, and the lingering uncertainty about direction of policy under the current administration that pervades the business environment to this very day. And trust me, yes, it does. And I'm going to go back up here to the top. This article was done in 2011, okay? But it is still very prevalent to this day.
Well, it explains where we've gotten and how we got here, and who's really responsible.
Excuse me.
Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
It explains that, the EPA at one time exactly fucking pinpointed who was responsible for the poisoning of the Flint River. And it was laid at the feet of General Motors. And they were fined heavily, but they were given so much time to pay for it. Well, during that time, they got extensions, they got all kinds of shit, and then there comes the bailout. They were given fucking billions and billions of dollars, but at the same time, they got to fuck their pensioners, their shareholders, and their liabilities. The fucking responsibility to clean the fucking river up. They fucking, oh man. But yeah, that's the gist of this report, is this guy's laying it out that although the government's blowing smoke up our ass about General Motors paid it off and they were in the bailout, well, really, they haven't. They still owe the United States government fucking $14 to $17 billion minimum. Now, we're not even talking about the tax credits that they enjoy. We're not talking about any other thing. We're just talking about the fucking money that was handed over that had never been paid back. All right. But yet we're led to believe that it was such a rosy deal and General Motors is coming out the other end. But in reality, if you read into the report, it says that 85% or the majority of their